farms are being shut down so we can lay down more solar panels, or which, of course, is a source of energy which might be nice as sort of a cottage industry, but cannot power a modern industrial state, as I think anyone with a sane mind would acknowledge. But there's this move on to shut down the family farm, and we're seeing it here in Canada too. Even though there's vast acreages of farmland in this country, farmers are being starved of fertilizer because that's bad for greenhouse gases, so you can't buy fertilizer, and there's huge tariffs on fertilizer coming into the country now. But you talk about the food factories or the farm factories, and it brings to mind, to me, one of my favorite futuristic films from the 1970s was Soylent Green. And if you've seen the ending of that, it's Chuck Heston at the end saying, "It's people," and that's what the populace has been forced to eat. Now, I'm not suggesting anyone is using human byproducts in the production of food, but the WEF has essentially said, well, not essentially, they have stated that we will be eating insects, and only the elites are ever going to see that T-bone steak again, or that breast of chicken, or the stuff we have grown up with and expected as part of life. And do you really think there is an agenda here to shut down the family farm and move it into these factories, so we end up eating God knows what?
Most definitely. I mean, the evidence is all around us. When you see moves like that, again, which the carbon dioxide narrative, it's a real catch-all. It checks all the boxes as far as justifying shutting down farms. And there are so many individual policies in the UK that are working against farmers' interests at the moment. I mean, the insistence on inheritance tax and the changes that came in towards the end of last year on that is just one, which basically makes it near impossible for farmers to pass down their farms to the next generation. But they're also being incentivized to not farm, so to just basically rewild their and it's like we're being in so many different avenues pushed towards a centralization of the food system, but also potentially a manufactured food crisis. And at the same time, we see, I'm sure you see it where you are too, in supermarkets, growing sort of shelves of this plant-based food and, soon to be laboratory grown foods that are so much better for the environment, apparently, even though their carbon footprint, when you actually look into it, is actually way worse. But certainly a concerted push by vested interests like the World Economic Forum and their stakeholders to, I believe, monopolize the food system and ultimately do away with certainly independent family farms.
You can't handle the truth.
Resolve to resist